Hello, third grade, and welcome back to art. We are in week number 3 of January, and this month we are learning about perspective. So far we made 2 pictures. We did an aerial point of view and a frontal point of view. And now we're going to incorporate 2-point perspective into our lesson. So what you'll need today will be some paper, a ruler, and something to draw with. And I think I'm going to use a pencil today because today you'll have to do a little erasing. Okay? So if I move you down, I'll show you how we're going to make our picture. Okay, so to get started with 2-point perspective, which this picture is very simple to do, in fact, I think it's one of the easier ones to do, is in the middle of your paper, and by the way, make sure your paper is horizontal. You want to take your ruler, and you want to put a vertical line in the middle, about like that. So if I was to measure this and give you a measurement, it's about the size of a finger. Okay, so now what I want to do is on the right and the left, I want to put a vanishing point here, and I want to put a vanishing point there. Okay, give you a second to do that. And now what I want to do is take the top of my vertical line, and I want to connect it to this vanishing point here, and connect it to that vanishing point there. So I'm going to take my ruler. And you want to draw this line very lightly because you're going to be doing some erasing, okay? So you draw it down. And you know what? For the camera, I'm going to make mine a little bit darker. Okay? And then I'm going to draw it over here. Okay, do you see what I did? And then you connect the bottom line to the 2 vanishing points. So connect your X to your line with your ruler and draw a line. So basically it's a triangle. I'm going to move my light down a little bit. Maybe you can see that better. There you go. And then do the same thing on this side. Okay. Once you have that, I'll show you the next step. Okay, so now what you want to do is you're going to put 2 more vertical lines on this paper. So I'm going to put mine, I don't know, maybe about here. Has to go into the triangle, I forgot to mention that. And then my other one I'm going to put here. So towards the end, but not at the very end. You want to leave a little space, okay? So once you have that, you're going to take your eraser now and erase the triangles that are past that line there, okay? And what's going to happen is once you get rid of those lines, this is why I used a pencil today, is it gave me the illusion by using 2-point perspective that I am standing at the corner of a building. So here is one side of the building, and here's the other side. But to make this building look like it's on the earth, I want to draw my horizon line. So what I want to do is I want to connect a line behind the building that gives the illusion that the building is on the earth. And now, behind the building, I'm going to put some trees in here. And again, I'm going to draw kind of just simplistic trees, but there's a tree there. And now this tree is behind the building. So when you draw it, you're obviously not going to see the whole thing. Okay? And then maybe I'll leave a space and I'll put one here. And then maybe I'll put one here. Maybe this guy's a little differently shaped. Okay, do you see the trees behind the building now? And now if you want, you can put the sun in the background just to give it more of a landscape. And if I wanted, I can even do kind of the idea that I see a mountain or hills behind the trees. Okay. So now the next part is sort of important because you have to start following the rules of the vanishing points. So if I want to put a door on the corner of the building or either side of the building, the door that's here is big, but this door here is smaller and then smaller because they're getting closer to the vanishing point. So let me draw it and I'll show you, okay? So this door here is big, but the next door has to be a little smaller. And then finally, this door, because I can only get 3, is the smallest because he's closer to the vanishing point. Also, one other thing is, do you notice when I drew the tops of the doorways, they're slanted a little bit to kind of copy the slant of the top line. If you draw it straight across, it'll make it look like the door is front, not on the side, like an angle. So you want to angle the tops of the doorways, okay? And now, let's say over here on this side is a big shopping window. You basically copy the shape of the outside building walls. Now, I would obviously go back in and clean that up with a ruler, but I drew it like that just to kind of show you. So let me do that, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so I went ahead and I cleaned up my lines using the ruler. Now, there's one more thing I want to show you. If I take my ruler and I touch the vanishing point here, and I go to where those doorways are, do you see how the tops of the doors have to, ooh, this is backwards on my end, but do you see how the tops of the doors all are directed to the vanishing point? That's super important because, as I told you in lesson 1, the vanishing point controls the paper. So all the lines have to shoot into it visually to make it look like perspective. Now, I want to put some shoppers in the shopping parking lot here. So this guy here, and I'm going to draw stick figures for now, but don't draw stick figures. Put clothing on those people, right? Add the details. But this guy here, and I'm just going to add kind of a little popsicle stick looking guy here, little stick figure. He's on the small side because he's by the vanishing point. But the guy who's over here in the shopping plaza is bigger because he is further away. And the guy who's right here, well, just like the boat picture with the fisherman, I think I showed you that in video number 2 of perspective, he's really big because he's so close to us that he's off the page again. And then going back to this vanishing point, it repeats. If I was going to put a shopping cart in the picture, again, and I'm drawing very sloppy here, guys, but because I want you to get started. But that shopping cart is big because it's not by the vanishing point. But the shopping cart that's back here has to be much smaller because it is in the distance. It's far away. It's by the other vanishing point. Okay? So, I'm going to leave this here for a second. Give it a try. Add the detail. If you're going to put like brick on the side of the storefront, make sure that the brick lines line up with the vanishing point. See how they're tilted too? Because they're being directed into that black hole. Okay? So give the picture a try. I can't wait to see what you do. And I will talk to you next week, boys and girls, for picture number 4. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye.